Hello students, this is Mr. Boyd with your next pre-algebra lesson. So today we're going to look at solving one-step equations. So before we get started, of course, we want to put our name, date, topic, and class on our paper. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is look at the steps to solving an equation. Step 1 is to locate the variable. Step 2, determine the operation tied to the variable. Now this is important. You want to determine the operation tied to the variable. Then we want to use inverse operations on both sides. And then last we'll check our solution. So to start with, let's talk about what are inverse operations. So for instance, if we have addition tied to the variable, then we would use subtraction to undo it, or the inverse of addition would be subtraction. Likewise, the inverse of subtraction would be addition. So if we encounter subtraction tied to the variable, we would use addition to undo it. Likewise, if we have multiplication, the inverse of multiplication would be, of course, division. Okay, so let's take a look at our examples. Now, one thing I'm going to be looking for when you're solving these is to show your work. So, I want to be able to see how you're solving these. So we're going to show all of our work when we do these. Okay? So in this first equation, I notice that we have first of all, one thing I like to do when I teach this is teach the students to draw a line at the equal sign. Because we have a left side and a right side of the equal sign. And we want to do the same thing to both sides when we solve it. So first of all, I notice that there's a plus 7 tied to the variable x. So to undo the adding 7, I'm going to subtract 7. Now I'm going to simplify each side. So 7 minus 7, that would eliminate that and leave me with just the x on the left-hand side. Draw my equal sign on the line. And then negative 1 minus 7 is the same thing as negative 1 plus negative 7. And that's going to give me negative 8. Now let's see if that works. Negative 8 plus 7 equals negative 1. So negative 8 plus 7 would be negative 1. And so that checks out. All right, let's move on to number 2. So number 2, I see that, well, first of all, let's draw that line again at the equal sign. And I see I've got subtraction tied to the variable. We're subtracting 11 from the variable. So if we do the inverse, we would actually add 11 to both sides. Remember, whatever you do to one side of an equal sign, you have to do the other to maintain balance. Otherwise, you change the balance of the equal sign. So negative 11 plus 11 is 0, so I can cross that out, leaving me with just the m on the left-hand side. And then negative 9 plus 11 is the same thing as 11 minus 9. If I owe 9 and I have 11, then I have 2 left over after I pay what I owe. Okay? So number 3. Let's take a look at number 3. So here I've got a positive 14 added to the h. Again, I want to draw my line at the equal sign. Okay. The opposite of adding a positive 14 is to subtract a positive 14. Okay. When I do 9 minus 14, I'm going to get negative 5. On the right-hand side, 14 minus 14 is 0, so I can cross that out, leaving me with just the h. Okay. Now, if we plug that in over here, does 9 equal 14 plus negative 5? And yes, it does. So our solution is, in fact, negative 5. All right. Let's take a look at number 4. So on number 4, I see that I have a negative 15 added to w. Draw my line. Okay, so what is the inverse of adding negative 15? The inverse would be to add a positive 15. If I add 15 to the left side, I'm going to add a positive 15 to the right side. Now, negative 15 plus 15, that's 0, because when you add opposites, you get a 0. That leaves me with w on the left-hand side. Put my equal sign right on the line. 14 plus 15 would be 29. Now, if you're struggling with these rules of integers, I encourage you to look back in some of our previous videos or lessons on adding and subtracting integers. Okay, I'd like for you guys to pause the video and try number 5 and 6 on your own. Okay guys, let's move along to number 7. Alright, in number 7 I see that we have multiplication tied to the variable. So the inverse of multiplication is division, and the way we show that, we don't use the old division symbol. This symbol is out for this lesson. For division, we're going to use the fraction bar. So we're going to divide the left side by 4, and we're going to divide the right side by 4. Now 4 divided by 4 is 1, which leaves me with 1a equals negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. Now 1 times a is just a equals negative 6. So let's check this one out. 4 times negative 6, does that in fact equal negative 24? Well, it does in fact equal negative 24, so our solution here is negative 6. Alright guys, I want you to pause the video and try number 8. Alright guys, let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is a division problem. If we read this the way it's supposed to be read, instead of saying n over 5, this would be n divided by 5. So to undo division, we're going to use multiplication. So the inverse of dividing by 5 would be to multiply by 5. And we're going to use parentheses to show multiplication. On the left side, we multiplied by 5. On the right side, we're going to multiply by 5. So here we see 5 times n would be 5n over 5, or divided by 5, equals 45. And 5n divided by 5, those divide out, leaving me with just the n, equals 45. Now let's see, does that actually work? Is 45 divided by 5 9? That is a true statement. Therefore, our solution is n equals 45. Okay, guys, I'd like for you to pause the video and try number 10. Okay, guys, let's try A couple more problems here. So here I see I've got a negative k. I don't see a number in front of the k. Well, there's an unwritten number here. Always, if there's no number in front of the k, then it's actually a 1. So in this case, because there's a negative in front of the k, this would be a negative 1k. So now to solve it, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. Okay? Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is a positive 1. Okay. 7 divided by negative 1 is negative 7. And of course, 1k is just k equals negative 7. So, if we check that out, let's see, does that actually work? Negative, and then we say, then k is negative 7, so negative 7. If I replace k with the negative 7, does that in fact equal 7? I don't know. Let's see, when we put two negatives together, they make a positive. So this says 7 equals 7, so that's a true statement. Therefore, our solution must be k equals negative 7. Okay, guys? I'd like for you to pause the video and try number 12. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. And have a great day.